What's on? It's Saturday, it's tutorial time. Today I'm going to be teaching you frontside board slides on rails. We're going to do a bit of that. I'm going to be skating some fresh paint today. This is our new Iva graphic. Check them out on the website. Let's do some front boards. First of all, you need to know what a frontside board slide is. Any rail trick frontside means you're going to be looking at the rail in front of you to be coming on to doing it. And because it's frontside board slide, that just means, like in our other tutorial of backside board slide, it's a board slide on the middle of your board, coming across the rail, you're facing this way, and you come out and roll away normal. So first things first, your approach for the rail. You don't want to be coming straight on at it, so you've got a full 90 degrees to turn when you do your front board. You want to have a little bit of angle like this, and then with your foot position, you're going to have it in just like a standard ollie position, so you can get a good, decent ollie. So when you're first trying front boards, it can be really scary to try. Some of the things you see a lot of the time is when someone doesn't quite commit to standing on top of the rail and they end up just slipping straight out. Another one you see is where you don't fully commit to the ollie, so you don't get on top of the rail and you end up either grinding on the truck on one side or even too far over as well. Can happen. What you really want to be doing is stood right on top of the rail, sliding like this. With front boards, it can be real scary at first to try slide a whole lot of the rail, and you might do a couple of things that I just said about. An easy way to start yourself off into getting into them and really making sure you are standing on top of the rail is just going with not too much speed, trying to aim for a little bit at the end of the rail and just make sure you're stood up so you're balanced on top, like this. If you don't land it, it doesn't matter. It's that feeling of standing on top of the rail that you need. That's what makes you comfortable with doing these front boards. Now that if you're getting comfortable with standing on top of the rail, you're going to want to come off the rail. Now there's two different ways to do this when you're in front board. There's either regular, which means you come back out the way you're facing, or you go around to fakie the other way. So this is really determined as you're ollieing in, because you either keep your body kind of this way so that you're ready to come back out to normal with your shoulders locked in like this, and that just makes it easier to turn out. Whereas if you want to go to fakie, as you ollie on, you want all your weight this way, so you're kind of looking like this and you can just follow the turn round onto the end. Both of these are perfectly acceptable, whichever one you prefer to learn first. It's totally up to you, and then try learning both. You could be getting the hang of front boards now, right on the end of the rail, which is really good, but you're not going to find any 2-inch rails in the streets, are you? You want to be able to slide that whole thing, baby, woo, all the way. So, some of the keys to this is really making sure you're stood up tall on your board when you're on top of this rail, because that is the only way you're going to be able to stand up and be able to move with it. Otherwise it's going to slip out backwards or stop. You want to be right up there. You're either looking over your shoulder like this, turned round, or you're coming round ready to go to fakie. Your head is going to be doing that as well, because you want to be able to see where you're going. So if you're coming out to normal and you're turned over like this, you want to be looking to the left so you can see exactly where you're going. Whereas if you're going to fakie, because you're coming round like this, it's almost easier to look over this shoulder, over your right shoulder, if you're regular, and then it just makes it come round like that, almost more natural for sure. It's so tight. So the hardest bit about these tricks is really trying it for the first few times and getting on top of that rail. Once you start to understand it, and you stand up there once or twice, you'll be like, this is easy, I can do this every time. It just becomes a lot easier once you've done it. Thanks everyone for tuning into this video. I hope I helped you to learn these front boards. If you liked our videos, please leave us a comment, click subscribe and the little bell, and then you'll always be the first to see our videos. Thanks everybody, goodbye.